Hello, my dear children. Welcome back to our basic science class. In our previous class, we discussed about gaseous exchange takes place in plants during photosynthesis and respiration. Hope you all have studied these. Now, let's start today's session. Is there anyone who doesn't see orchid plants? Maybe no. Orchids are nurtured in coconut fibers. Vanda is a common type of orchid seen in our locality. Look at the picture. Observe its thick roots. These roots have certain peculiarities. They can absorb moisture from the atmosphere. This is why these plants can grow even without soil. These plants depend on other plants only for shelter. Such plants are called epiphytes. So, orchids are belonging to the category of epiphytes. What are epiphytes? Epiphytes are plants that depend on other plants only for shelter. They absorb moisture from atmosphere. So, these plants can grow even without soil. The presence of epiphytes does not make any harmful effect to its host plant. Host plant means the plant on which the epiphyte grows. Example of epiphyte is Vanda. Epiphytes are very poor, aren't they? They only need shelter from other plants. But there are some other plants they stole food and water from their host plants. Let's check who are they. Haven't you seen the loranthus that grows on the mango tree? Is the growth of loranthus on the mango tree beneficial? Let's check. It is not beneficial. It is harmful to the mango tree. Even though loranthus has leaves and roots, it prepares food absorbing water and minerals from the host plant. Do you know the good smelling sandalwood tree is also belonging to this category? So, these type of plants that absorb water and minerals from the host plant and prepare their own food with the help of their own leaves are called partial parasites or otherwise called semi-parasites. Examples of semi-parasites are loranthus and sandalwood tree. Have you ever seen cuscuta? A light yellowish green climber which spread over a plant like this in the video. Don't you know this flower? The largest flower in the world? Yes, you are right. It is Rafflesia. Cuscuta and Rafflesia are plants that absorbs food directly from the plant on which they live. They are too lazy so that they did not prepare food for themselves. So, such type of plants are called total parasites. Once again, what is total parasites? Plants that absorb food directly from the host plant. It is also very much harmful to the host plant. Examples of total parasites are Cuscuta and Rafflesia. Now, let's see another type. Look at the plants in the picture, Neotia and Monotropa. These plants grow absorbing nutrients from decomposed matters. Decomposed matter means dead and decayed matters. Such plants, those grows by absorbing nutrients from decomposed matters, are called saprophytes. Children, you may have seen these type of fungi growing on bread, pickle, etc. These are also saprophytes. You know, fungi do not belong to the group of plants. Mushrooms popping up like umbrellas are familiar sights most commonly in rainy seasons. They also belong to the group of fungi. We have been talking about plants that depend on other plants for food and shelter. Now, Let's look at the peculiarities of these plants in our vegetable garden. Haven't you seen the spring-like parts in the bitter gourd vine? What are they for? They are called tendrils. These plants have weak stems, right? So, they need a support. These tendrils will help the plant to do this. These type of plants are called climbers. So, what are climbers? Climbers are weak-stemmed plants. They climb on other plants with the support of spring-like parts called tendrils. Some plants have clinging roots for this purpose. One of such plant having clinging roots is money plant. Look, you can see clinging roots in this picture. Other examples of climbers are pepper, bitter gourd and snake gourd. Have you ever seen some plants that grow creeping on the ground? Don't they also have weak stem? Yes, they are also weak-stemmed plants and they are commonly called creepers. So, what are creepers? Weak-stemmed plants that grow creeping on the ground are called creepers. Sweet potato, hydrogotyle, strawberry, etc. are examples. These plants do not possess tendrils or clinging roots just like climbers. Now, let's study some more facts about the plant world. Look at the picture. Which tree is this? Yes, it is banyan tree. Do you notice the roots growing downwards from the branches and the stem? How are these roots useful to the plants? You must check whether there are any such plants in your locality. Okay? From the elementary classes itself, you have learned that the roots are the one that fixes the plant into the soil and helps the plant to absorb water and minerals from the soil, right? You know, roots also provide support to the plants. Prop roots and stilt roots are the roots seen above the soil to support the plants. Now, let's check what are prop roots and stilt roots. Prop roots are the roots that grows downwards from the aerial branches. Example of a tree having prop roots are banyan tree. Stilt roots. Stilt roots are seen in screw pine. It is from the stem that the roots grow downwards. Once again, what is prop roots? Prop roots are the roots that grows downwards from the aerial branches. Example, banyan tree. Next, stilt root. Roots that starts from the stem and grows downward are called stilt roots. Example, screw pine. Both the type of roots gives support to the plants. Have you ever seen mangroves? It is a mangrove forest. Mangroves are special kinds of plants growing in marshy areas. The tip of their roots grows towards the atmosphere. These roots are doing another important function to these plants. Do you know what is it? These roots helps mangroves to exchange gases and it is called pneumatophores. Now, let's move on to the next topic. Children, we have already seen in the first part of this lesson that we eat certain parts of certain plants, right? Do you know the edible potatoes are which part of that potato plant? Let's check. Have you ever noticed potatoes sprouts? If it is a root, it does not sprouts like this. It is an underground stem of that plant. Potatoes are modified stem. Such stems seen below the soil are underground stems. Now we can compare potato and tapioca. Both are seen below the soil, but one is a root and other is an underground stem. Tapioca stores food in roots, Roots that store food in this way are called storage roots. All tubers are not storage roots. Potato is a modified stem. Such stems seen below the soil are underground stems. Hope you all understood what are storage roots and underground stems. Okay? Now, look at this picture in your textbook. Which are the organisms that depend on trees? Yes, there are some insects, rat, snake, squirrel, birds, monkey, etc. A man is also sleeping under that tree. What ways do trees help them? Observe the picture and record them in your rough book. Draw this table and complete it yourself in your rough book. Here is an example for you. First organism, bird. How trees help the birds? Yes, trees give shelter and food. Like this, you can complete the table. In the picture, do you see a woodcutter walking towards the tree? Just imagine that what would happen to the organisms in the tree if it is cut down? Yes, you are right. If it is cut down, all living beings depend upon this tree will be destroyed. This will cause damage to our biodiversity and ecosystem. So, we can conclude the services of trees are: first one, tree gives food and shelter to many animals. Tree gives shade. Tree also provides us fresh air. The roots of the tree are useful in holding the soil particles together without allowing them to flow away with the water. So, trees protect the soil. My dear children, isn't it our responsibility to protect plants? Yes, it is our responsibility to protect plants. When we do it, all living beings are protected. It is also necessary for the existence of our environment itself. So keep this in mind that without plants, no life. Dear children, you must prepare 5 placards using cardboard regarding the importance of protection of plants. Do it and work for the protection of plants. Okay dears, it's all for this chapter. See you in the next class. Bye.